Hey guys, this is Full Stuffing Incorporated, and this is going to be the last of my Trading Thoughts series for quite some time, but I'm going to say that it may become a consistent part of my channel, so you may want to get used to hearing those voices. Not many people like it, but still. This is going to be the last review that I'm going to give for quite some time, and it'll be over the original Yu-Gi-Oh! The original Yu-Gi-Oh! It's original. It has an original charm to it, like the first season of Pokemon compared to the other seasons. They have so much charm to them. As for the original Yu-Gi-Oh!, that is absolutely no different. You see iconic characters like Kaiba, like Yugi, like Joey, Taya, I hate Taya, Tristan's useless. Bakura, he's awesome. Especially Yami Bakura, he's just, wow. But still, the whole thing, it just set the ground for the rest of the shows. But how did it do as a show itself? Let's discuss that. And I'm also go over the characters quickly. Yugi, he's barely in the show. The Pharaoh, he's actually the true main character of the show, and it's not hard to see why. I mean, he's the most skilled duelist in the series, bar a few, but still, he's a very skilled duelist, and he's not that relatable, to be honest. I mean, in itself, he makes sense, but he's just not the kind of guy that you can actually say, ooh, I like this guy. Automatically, unless you like the cool, stereotypical guy, if you know what I mean. And also, as I said before, I feel like that the bond between Yugi and the Pharaoh isn't really that relatable either. Yugi believes in him way too much. I mean, just being the guy, it's like going out with someone after 2 days of knowing the guy. It just wouldn't make sense, and there's going to be a lot of problems arising. And after that one fallout that they had in Duelist Kingdom, they didn't even have any kind of change to it, really. But that's just in my opinion. And one of the best rivals in the series, in my opinion, has to be Kaiba. Kaiba himself is incredible. He is hilarious in the dub, and he's even funnier in the sub. He's epic, all about the money. He's just that stuck-up jerk that you want to punch in the face most of the time. But you know what? That's the kind of character that he wants you to think of as him. He is incredible. He is funny. Sorry, but I can't get over Kaiba and some of his lines in the dubs. I mean, those are one of the few times that the jokes in the dub actually made sense. And as for the best friend of the series, Joey is definitely up there as one of the better ones, but he's not too great either. I mean, he's kind of a luck sack duelist, which I don't like facing most of the time. But that's just in my own experiences. Joey, and my name's Joey, but still, he is just awesome in my opinion. In the dubs, he's pretty funny. Brooklyn Rage. I mean, you can't go through a review like this without bringing up Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. And that in itself shows how good the show is in itself. And honestly, some of the more minor characters, some of the most useless. The only one I really liked that was really minor was actually, what's his face, Duke Devlin. Abridged series because of his music. Actual series because Dungeon Dice Monsters is like the coolest thing ever when you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! But still, it's weird for me. But other ones, Taya, Serenity, Tristan, dear God. I'll just go over the plot before my head explodes from all the minor stuff in this thing. I'm also go over the plots quickly, aside from Capsule Monsters, because, I don't feel like this is too relevant to the actual series, so I'm not going to go over Capsule Monsters. The first season, it was actually pretty well done. I kind of like it, but, the main enemy was kind of cliched. Most of the smaller enemies were very cliched out the anus. It was just pretty generic. But, I'm going to say that the only one that really had character to them was Pegasus, but even then he was cliched a bit. But he was funny. He had his moments, and I like him. I don't know why people speculate that he was gay just because of his voice and mannerisms. I don't know why people suspect that kind of thing, but still, he's a good guy. I'm going to give him 100% props for that. Pretty much just him trying to get his wife back by taking souls. It's weird. Another one, the next plot being Battle City, which is probably my favorite season of all of them in the original series. In itself, the series itself is very interesting. I mean, it's a whole tournament where duelists lose their rarest card. Yeah, the intensity just doesn't stop sometimes. Some of the duels are very well done, even though some were skipped over, like Weevil and Joey having to skip entire turns just so Cocoon of Evolution can resolve, which in itself is very annoying, because that's no reason why I hate Weevil. He's the worst thing ever. But still, he's a good guy. Waking the Dragons. No, just no. The plot makes no sense. I like Darts. I can give you that, for sure. I think he's a good villain. But the rest of the stuff, some of the stories, some of the random characters, it's some of the most stupid, nonsensical things I've ever seen in my life. But that's just in my opinion. You don't have to agree. But in my opinion, the plot didn't make sense. Some of the cards are way too convenient, like Zexel in the last season, having Utopia reach over 100,000 attack. Are you kidding me? But still, oh my gosh. I almost forgot this one existed. Noah. Noah was a very well done character along with the Big Five. They were all trying to get revenge on Kaiba through him and his, who they thought was his friends. It was pretty weird. But still, the season itself, it showed quite a bit of character on all the characters' parts. No, you can feel how Noah felt. You can feel his envy. You can feel everything about him. And it's quite nice. And the last season being what was it? I guess I could say Zork Saga, kind of. That one I didn't watch too much of because I wasn't too into it. But what I did watch, I was pretty impressed with. But, I should make a review if that's the case. But it's pretty well done. The ending itself was pretty intense, and I respect it. But still, how did the villains do? Pegasus was alright. Merrick, he's one of my favorite characters of all time and all media, really. Darts, he's incredible. Noah, he's a brat, but I like him. And Bakura, favorite villain in the show, easily. He's amazing, but still. What guys say about the whole show itself? It set the standard for the show, so you couldn't expect too much as a Yu-Gi-Oh show since it is the first one. But I do give it a 4.5 out of 5 in both areas, because in itself, it's a very well done story, and it has some grinding halts in the story, but it's not the worst thing ever. In fact, it's definitely a very good watch of the anime in general. And you should probably check it out because, it'll teach you the rules, except for the first one, because obviously the first season's rules make no sense. That's the only really big downer about the whole series for me. But still, I like the series in itself. It's very interesting, very epic, and I feel like that should be watched more. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5 in a dub and a sub, because this is the one legitimately good or even great dub that they had. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this last review of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Marathon. And if you guys like it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Fight for Army, and together we will beat the meta. Talk to you guys next time, and hopefully we will get some replays on YGOPRO link, and I'll talk to you guys next time.